Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been enjoying the content. I've been enjoying sharing with you all and getting more frequent with this, so this has been great. If you've been enjoying it, feel free to subscribe, and if this is your first time here, thanks for watching. I promise you'll have a good time because I be reading these people for filth. But not just to be mean. I actually do believe that I give some sage words of wisdom and advice in terms of like making sure that we're all grounded and we're making thoughtful decisions, because sometimes our emotions will ride up and you be doing things that are so out of character for you or just legitimately make no sense. And that's why I'm here, to be the voice of reason, to say like, you said you don't like A, so why you still picking A? All right, that's math. That's some form of math. That's emotional math. Can we get a sign that says emotional math? That could be a cute t-shirt. All right, well, maybe we'll make a t-shirt for me and the 6 people. Anyway, so let's get things kicked off. Here we go. Perfect. So, story number 1. Everyone is pressuring me, 38-year-old female, to stay with my cheating husband, 43-year-old male. Can you offer me some advice? We'll obviously read the story, but if people are pressuring you to stay, those people probably don't need to be in your life. That's probably my first assumption. I'm gonna say leave, but like, let's see the context. Let's see it. We've been married for 17 years now. Okay, right? It's when it's long, and have 3 sons together, 16, 13, and 12. Okay. Our relationship has been a wild ride from the beginning. It started off as friends with benefits situation in 2007, unexpectedly got pregnant very quickly, okay, and had a shotgun wedding, right? Because shotgun weddings are always the answer. They're not. Okay, all in the same year. It was a lot to take in, and we had to have the whole getting to know you phase while we were already learning to function as a married couple with a kid on the way. Yeah, which is why you don't do shotgun weddings. Nonetheless, we made it work. Allegedly. Our families and friends were extremely supportive. He was an excellent husband until this cheating problem. He still is a great father. That's real. Some people can be good dads and like terrible husbands. Terrible. Okay? For the trash bin. Last month, one of his company employees contacted me to let me know that my husband is having an affair with another employee. Ooh! I wonder if she was doing this because she had to, because HR, or if she was just like, girl, I'm looking out for you. Or it's like her boss, is she like, yo, fuck that man. He didn't give me my bonus, I'm gonna wreck his life. Either way, I'm glad you found out. She told me that this woman joined the company 2 years ago, okay, and they started getting visibly close about a year ago. Then she sent me proof, photos, videos, audio recordings. I was shocked. Oh, okay. I confronted him that night after he got home, and to my surprise, he shamelessly confirmed the whole thing right away by telling me that that woman is his girlfriend. All right, sis, you think he's going to lie when you say you have photo and video proof? And he probably knows the people at the company called. He's probably just like, well, you already know. What's the point of lying now? At least he did something that made sense. That's the only thing he did that made sense. He's like, what's the point of lying now? Yeah, I know. I got a girlfriend. That's fucked up, though. That's messed up. Obviously, we started arguing. Yes, obviously. And he told me things such as, have I ever neglected you emotionally, sexually, financially? He is so unserious. Have I ever neglected the kids? I haven't mistreated any of you in any way ever. Well, I would argue cheating on your partner would be mistreating them, but who am I to say? I was always careful to never be seen in public with this woman so people don't start gossiping and thus affecting your and the kid's life. Oh my gosh, what is this? Oh, what's it? Number One. I love it. It's a John Legend song from back in the day. And the lyrics are like, you can't say I don't love you just because I cheat on you. It's you can't see all I do to get you from knowing the things I do. Like, it's wild. Like, you should be so grateful that I went and I hid Okay, to not embarrass you, I like did the extra work to hide my affair so you wouldn't be embarrassed and the kids wouldn't have to deal with this. Does that not make me a good husband? Insane. Insane in the membrane. Oh, that's so funny. Not like haha funny, but like funny. Even though I was just laughing my ass off. I love and feel attracted to you, but that doesn't mean I can't feel the same way about another person, etc. You talk about that. You don't. Anyway. I've talked about this many a times. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting an open relationship, but you have to let the person you know that you want an open relationship, and they can choose to not be in one, and then you should figure out how you move on. And by that I mean you break up or you don't do it. Basically, in his mind, he didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, of course he thinks he's right. The kids don't know what's going on yet. Look, if that was me, I'd be singing like a church bell on Easter. Loud. I discussed this with my family, in-laws, and friends. All of them, not most of them, she said all of them are vehemently advising me not to divorce. You need to drop every single one of those people. That this is not a good enough reason. This story is getting more and more insane as it goes on. That the children need stability, and I can't disrupt that. If you cared about the children, let's talk about it. If they're your friends or your family and they care anything about you, they would say you need to do what's best for you and your kids. What's best for you and your kids is making sure that you are showing them what a functional relationship as an adult looks like, which means I'm showing you, by me divorcing your dad after he stepped outside of the boundaries of our marriage, I am showing you what happens when you do this to your partner. You hurt them, you break up families, and you are the person to blame. You can't blame the person wanting to leave after the other person has like broken the rules. That's not their fault. And kids have a hard time understanding, but they are like a little older, so I think it might be easier. The 12-year-old might be hard. I feel like older teenagers and very young kids, like kids, younger kids, they don't quite understand it, so it's a little weird. And older kids, they've had enough families who have kind of gone through something, so they're like, I get it, I just don't like it. But that tween area, that's a little tricky. The person who files divorce, it's not like you're the one that broke up the family. Like, you need to demonstrate to especially because they're your sons, like, do not be like your father in this way. Right, and it's very tricky because like you have to show what it means to value someone for their work and to not disrespect them in that way, and to value your family as a unit, that you wouldn't do something so outlandish and embarrassing to everyone that's involved, right? You're like, he was hiding the affair because he's like, I don't want it to affect you and the kids. You already did that, and now it is going to be more public. Now everyone knows. No one would have known if you didn't do it in the first place. So he's to blame. Don't fall for this. You would be the one breaking up the family. No, he did that. He did that. And that's on that. All right, Dr. Seuss, you better watch out. That he's a man and thus it's okay. Yo, you around some weak bitches, weak-minded bitches. And men do that all the time. Give me a break. Of that Kit Kat bar. Okay. That as long as he doesn't treat me differently / embarrass me, what's the problem? Child, that I'm selfish and not looking at the bigger picture. That I lived a good life with him. Yeah, you have smoke and mirrors. I never had to work. I've been a stay-at-home mom ever since our first son was born. And you were taking care of like 3 kids. I'm assuming that you're still very involved in their life, right? They're still living under your roof. They're all under 18, 3 kids, right? Taking care of a house. Like, that is, don't underestimate the amount of like work and effort that takes to do, especially if you're like, I'm agreeing to really run the house. If that means the cleaning, the cooking, taking the kids where they need to be, helping them with the school things, where it's like your husband is, I'm assuming all these stories are usually the same. Like the husband's like, I work the job and then you do all the household tasks that require you to like keep up the home. Like they're both demanding in different ways and they shouldn't be diminished, like especially for being like a homemaker. I never lacked anything. The kids and I were always provided with the best of the best, etc. Yeah, because I don't know what to do. Leave him. I feel like I'm insane, ungrateful, and the bad guy. I feel gaslighted. You are being gaslighted. You do need to leave him, and you also need to find a new group of friends. Anyone that told you that's not a good enough reason to leave him is not a person you should be having in your life. You know what? It sounds like you got a lot of them. So you either need to join like a little book club of like modern day women that are like, yo, fuck this bullshit that we've been dealing with for all these years, or I don't know, girl, but you need to leave. That ain't it. And if you want to like stay until the last one's out the house, do you? But like, I also make sure you get ahead of it, that you can tell the narrative of the story of what actually happened before your husband does. Or you make it so like, if you don't want me to divorce, you have to tell your kids what you did, right? You want to make sure that it is clear to your children the consequences of his actions. So that way, your 3 sons do not become perpetuators of what your dad did, especially if he has the chance to change the narrative outside of like what you know, right? Don't let it just brush away. All right? I hope that helps. Girl, get it together. No, that's rude. That was rude. I don't mean that. I said, now that I've said that, girl, get it together. How about that one? Okay. Moving on. Right, story number 2. How do I, 24-year-old male, break up with my trans girlfriend, 23 female? Okay. So I, 24 male, and my girlfriend, 23 year old, so male to female was a transition, have been dating for 2 years, and it's been amazing. She's been amazing. She is sweet and caring and the funniest person in the world. But when we started dating, she was male, and now she's female, and I'm gay. Yeah, that's hard. I originally thought I was bisexual, but it turns out I'm not. I'm gay. Okay, that's fair. Especially like 24, and then yeah. For context, she came out 4 months ago, so this is more recent. I love her so much, and I know she loves me so much too. Yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. Obviously, like, you built a relationship with this person, and you didn't build it. I mean, obviously, attraction plays a big part, but you've probably connected to the character of the person, which if you're in a relationship, I hope you're connecting to the character of the person, that you like the person you're spending time with, you share interests and ideas, and you make each other laugh, right? Like, that's what's sustainable, all right? Because looks can change. But I'm not attracted to her anymore, right? And like the physical part, right? You're attracted to what you're attracted to. So don't get me wrong, she is stunning. Yeah, I'm sure, but I'm not attracted to women. Yep, it's simply that. I've tried the whole sexuality can be fluid. That's for people that that's a mind that you should, that's a belief that you should have, which, because it's true. But that doesn't mean that your sexuality has to be fluid or as fluid as other people. Right? I think it's great to make sure that you're not bogging yourself down by what you think you should be doing. But like, as long as you're not doing that, you'll find like, no, I'm only really attracted to like men, or like, no, I am attracted to both genders, or like, I'm pan, I'm bi, right? Like, if you give yourself the freedom to say like, no, like, regardless of like society and stuff like that, here's how I feel in terms of like physical attraction, then that's what that is. And you can say that with confidence. Like, I think it's weird. I think sometimes people feel guilty for not liking everyone. And like, that's not how that works. It's weird. Like, I don't feel like people question when someone's like, I'm a gay man, I only like men. They're like, okay. But then sometimes for other people, they'd be like, I just don't, especially like a woman, it'd be like, I don't believe you. I'm like, I don't know what that's about. I don't know why. I do know what it's about, but we'll talk about that another day. Anywho, I derailed. I love her with all my heart. I want to stay friends with her after we break up. She's my best friend, but I don't want to date her anymore. Yeah, that's fair. I want her to be with someone who can fully love her with all their heart. Yeah, absolutely. A relationship has to go 2 ways. And if you realize that you can't hold your part, and you are gently communicating that, like, that's fine. Like, you are not obligated to stay with this person, okay? By any means. You can fully call off relationship whenever you so desire. Especially when you have a good reason. When she first came out, I was super supportive, and I will carry on to be, but as she started presenting more feminine, my physical attraction towards her has died. I tried ignoring it, but it isn't there anymore. Yeah, you know what? You can't control that. I know I'm going to hurt her. Yeah, it's going to be a little hard, and I'm terrified, but I don't know when to break up with her. Her birthday is on the 24th, and she's expecting a message from the doctor that might determine whether she has cancer or not. And we have set in stone plans for the future. I see. I don't know. I don't think now's a good time to break things off, but I can't keep leading her on. Please, anyone with advice, please help me. I think everything you said here is like a great way to present it. I think it is fair and honest, and like, I'm sure this thought crossed her mind already, where it's just like, I wonder if he is going to see me differently sexually after I transition. So I'm sure part of her has been preparing for this conversation. The heart, I would say, I know it's rough. The 24th, you still have a good amount of time. I would say do it sooner rather than later. Solely because it's going to be the birthday, and then we have the bad news on the birthday, and then so it's going to delay, and like, God forbid that she does have, and that she's in treatment, and you're like, I don't want to break up with her while she's in treatment, that she's in treatment for 2 years, and then next thing you know, she's like, when are you going to ask me to engage? And you're like, I haven't been attracted to you in 3.5 years. Because right, it's going to be like, well, the next thing, and I don't want to do it now, and then it's going to be our anniversary, and it's weird to do that then, and then it's the holidays, and then that's going to be weird, right? It's going to keep getting pushed out further and further. You have a good reason. You're going to be very caring and respectful. And more than that, you're still planning on being there as a support system. And I think that's what matters most. Like, if she doesn't take it well, that's understandable because she's in a very difficult place. But like, that's not on you. You have to verbalize and be honest and be fair and caring. And it sounds like you have that prepared and ready to go. So it's going to be difficult, but it's necessary for both you and her. Right? So do it sooner rather than later. One more. Okay, we'll keep this one nice and short. Just a quick little paragraph. My 23 male partner, who's a 22 non-binary person, threatened to leave if I don't let them move in. How do I talk to them about this? You break up. That's wild. What? Me and my partner have been together for 7 months now, and I recently bought a house, and my partner helped decorate and helped with the whole process in terms of getting set up in my house. I have been very appreciative of this, and thank her for everything they do. However, yesterday they asked if I wanted to wait a year before they moved in. I told them yes, because I want time for our relationship to get stronger and feel better about it. Absolutely. Like, you've only been dating for 7 months. Moving in, that's more serious. And you're especially because you're both younger. If you were both like in your 30s, I think, like, and you were like 7 months, but you're both in your early 20s, like, moving in after 7 months, you could do it. But like, if he says he wants to wait longer, that's beyond fair. And I think way better. I think that you should be with someone at least. I think you can shorten the time the older you get, but I'm like, in your case, 7 months and then plus an additional year, that feels better. They then said that if I want that, then they are done. Let me read that again. They then said that if I want that, then they are done. So I asked for time to think about it, and I just don't know what to do. Now you need to leave, they asked. I would like to know if someone has gone through this and has any advice. That is crazy. Like, first of all, like, ultimatums, here's what's crazy about it. You're the one in power. Like, how are you going to make an ultimatum when I'm the one that's holding the keys to the house? Like, you need to convince me. Like, crazy. That showed me they are crazy right off the bat. I think, right, and that's crazy because it's like 7 months isn't really that long, especially to make a commitment to have someone to live in your house, right? Something could go wrong and then kicking them out, like, that's always just difficult, and then finding another place to live, and it's your place, right? There's so many factors that go on, which is why, like, moving in, it shouldn't be done so lightly, right? Because sometimes people get lucky, but usually when you move in, like, early in a relationship, sometimes people have gotten lucky, but most times it really does not work out well. And this shows me that the fact that they would give an ultimatum for something that's fair to say, like, no, we should wait a year, is just ridiculous. It sounds like you're about to get conned. I mean, they might be a killer, or they just might be some kind of crazy. That's ridiculous. That's wild. Do not do that. I'm just like, and then whatever feels right for you. No, break up. How I have the house and you gonna come up to me like, if you don't hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Hey. Wow. All right, that's it. So thank y'all for joining me for another Reddit relationship advice. I can't wait to see you again next week. Bye.